Last year we looked at Riviera's 465 SUV. This is the 505 SUV, same concept, bigger boat, more of everything, but the same great layout. So the whole point of these SUV boats is to make a really practical platform for the family to have a great time on the water. And you'll see, if you remember the other video, the same sort of features echoing through this one. So we're going to start at the back, high-low platform, of course, tender would live on there, but like the other boat then, what you've got is you've got the twin doors here, and this becomes like a water sports area. So for example, there's a bait well that lives in here, like so. We've got a fish box in the floor, so that is, no, it's that one. If I remember rightly, that's access to the engine room. I'll show you that as well, of course. So that opens up like that. Of course, you can use it for whatever you want, but certainly it works for a fish box. And all of this is just completely hose downable, so you can just have a load of fun out here. It doesn't matter if it gets all wet. It's just really super practical. Barbecue is over here. It is, after all, an Australian boat, and we've got the sink here, and we've got the bin underneath there. You have to open that one first. There we go, that makes sense. There we go. And then on the other side we have top loading fridge. Keep your beers cool. And then more storage tucked away in places like this. That one is for a Glendinning rewinder, so basically your whole shore power, because these are really thick, heavy shore power cables on this size of boat, that winds itself away for you at the touch of the proverbial button. Now the concept of this is backyard for playing, porch for sitting, and then your house is in there. That's kind of what they've done with this, really. So we've got a couple of steps up, and then we've got this area, and this you can enclose, so you can have bug screens around here, which are these here, or you can actually put in more clear screens, really. So if you want to air condition this area, you can. Makes for a great sort of eating area, inside outside eating area. Another thing you can do with this is you can actually see how this has got hinges on it. You can take that cushion off, that will hinge over, drop the cushions back on, and that makes into a day bed right across there. So again, just a great relaxing spot, really. We've got the sliding door here. That window will lift up so that you can have more of a connection through there, and we've also got electric roof panels that just power open like so. So yeah, it's just a really nice indoor-outdoor area. I mean, clearly it is an outdoor area, but you can air condition it, you can heat it, and you're really well connected to this zone of the boat. And you're connected this way as well. So if we come into here, what we've got here is a galley aft layout. We've got the high gloss wood on this. Cooker, obviously, the hob, C-zone control panel, so the whole boat is controlled through this. Another one of these at the helm, so you can get into all of it. The lighting and everything else is all controlled from there. Can we go into that? Oh, there we go. That's the lighting one, and so forth. Pumps, etc. What else have we got here? We've got storage up here, generator controllers up there as well. Glasses, you see how everything's got its little home to live in, so it doesn't get rattled around. And in fact, they've done that with the crockery as well. That lives down here. There we go, and you can see how that is all positioned so it doesn't get thrown around when you're out at sea. All very practical. While I'm pointing you this way, we have got fridge and freezer over here. I think that one's the freezer, and I think that one is the fridge, if I remember rightly. And then there's another one over here, which is not a fridge at all. That there is, as you've probably worked out for yourself, the dishwasher. There is another fridge though. Where did I see it? There we go. Plenty of refrigeration. Of those three, I think I'm right in saying two are fridges and one's a freezer, but I can't actually remember which is which. You just have to see whether your ice cream's melted. What else have we got here? Sink, obviously, and then there's a bin. Again, all super practical stuff, isn't it? Like that. Then a very nice relaxing area over on this side. You've got things like the rails and the ceiling, so as you move around the boat, you've got something to hold on to. And then this area up here, it's like an internal dining area. You can lift this up I move that very carefully out of the way. A form, as those who've been on the channel will know, for a while. So that lifts up like that, just to make life a little bit easier to get in there, or just to reduce the size of the table if you're not dining. There we go, didn't break a thing. Big opening windows, so that one there slides, and then your Helm is over on this side. Got the twin bucket seats, very nice Recaros. There is, they open both catches, more storage for bottles or whatever in underneath. And that's the repeater for that C-Zone, the thing that we saw back at the Galley. Fusion Hi-Fi is here, it links up to your Bluetooth device. We've got the twin Garmin screens on this one. It's IPS, so we've got a joystick for docking, another big sliding opening window. And in fact, talking of sliding things, that whole roof is a big sliding panel as well. Worth mentioning that all of these SUVs you can get as flybridge versions. So if you don't want that, you want to have a deck up there instead, you can do it, and vice versa. If you find one of the, I think they call them the motor yachts or something like that, you can have them as SUVs. If we head down here, we will go forward first of all. There's a couple of things to show you. This is very Riviera. There must be a light switch here somewhere, mustn't there? There it is. There we go, that's better. This is very Riviera in as much as they're making things easy to get to, because they are quite a practical boat at the end of the day. So for example, the manifolds for the water system are reachable in there, like so. And of course there's a storage area too if you want it to be. So soft squidgy bags and stuff, people brought their kit down, got it in the wardrobes, tuck them away in there. This is your laundry. There's two of those, and you're going to say, well, that's no good, that's right in the way. There you go, you see, I'll solve all your problems. If you prefer, you can have just a washer dryer and then have that like as a linen cupboard or whatever else. This one's got a separate washing machine and drying machine. All your laundry dreams come true. And if we head forward again, VIP guest cabin. Look how that fits neatly into there. Brilliant. Nice light room this actually, because they put some nice light panels in here, and they've put hatches, 2 hatches in the ceiling, and plenty of LED lighting as well. What we've got in here then is things like wardrobes all illuminated, storage along here. There's controls of the Fusion Hi-Fi. We've got hull windows as well. There's the actual Fusion stereo and another hanging locker there. There's drawers underneath the bed. If I back up, you can see them. But also, if you lift that mattress up, and I'm not going to do it and ruin all their bedding, there's a big bin. So stuff you don't want to get to too often, perhaps just spare bedding or whatever, you can keep that in there out of the way. And also in here, the ensuite. So toilet, obviously, the shower, the sink, and you'll notice there's another door in there. That's because that's the day heads. During the day you go in from the passageway, and if we come back here we'll find cabin 3, and of course that uses the same thing as well. So at night they come out, pop into there. That nice little cabin, great for the kids of course, but they are full-size adult beds. So when the kids get older you've got no excuses not to come boating. We've got wardrobe there, we've got drawers down underneath, just for anybody who doesn't know what a drawer looks like. Hello, Ted. Can't resist. Now, if we head across to the other side, we'll find another doorway, and this will take us back to the owner's cabin. So this brings us right back down the boat. And this is full beam. So Shalong on this side, I think I pronounced that correctly. On a chaise lounge. You can have storage there if you want. So when you order the boat, if you prefer, you can have similar to this, which is all storage all the way across. So if you need more space, put stuff away, you can do. What they've done with this is they've sunk the floor down fairly steeply here. But as we come across, there's a step up, but then this comes up with it. And the reason for that is because they want to keep the height of the saloon floor reasonably low, because of course the more you push that up, the more you then have to push the ceiling up, and the whole boat becomes higher and higher. So by doing this, it means you've got standing headroom all the way around the boat. like that, but you're not having to drive the height of the boat up in order to get a really flat ceiling all the way through. They're all a compromise, but I think that's quite a good one. We've got AV equipment in here. You had it in the forward cabin as well. I don't think I pointed it out, but nonetheless it's there. I like the light finishes on all of the bulkheads. And then you just got a little bit of feature walnut just to make it a bit more interesting. I think that works well. Let's go this way because we're going to find an ensuite. It is of course just for this cabin. So the loo is there, the sink, and a really decent sized shower. And a bit of storage in here and a little wave just here. Slide that one shut. Move forward again, we'll find another doorway, and would you believe, it's actually got a walk-in wardrobe. Look at this. That's pretty good, isn't it? A bit of gear in there because it's a boat show, but you get the idea. This is actually, it's like a little room. Brilliant. Get all your clobber away in there. Fantastic. That's obviously the door to the cabin itself, and there's a big mirror there. Okay, I think we have fairly comprehensively covered the accommodation. Let's go look around the outside, and then we will finish off with the engines. There's no crew cabin on this one. It's an owner-operator boat. Back out to the porch, back down to the yard. All this has got really good non-slip. It's all real easy, clean, non-slip, very, very practical, and you'll see that extends all the way around the whole boat. Nice wide side decks, big chunky rails, Riviera logo on the side. That's the big sliding opening window next to the helm. There's one on either side. If you come right up here, what they've done is they put a walk through here, which is quite nice. We're putting fenders out and stuff. You don't have to loop all the way around every time. These sun pads with the lift up sections are an option. You can choose those when you order the boat if you wish. And then these are rather decent deck lockers. So canopies, ropes, all that sort of stuff. You've got somewhere to put it away. And again, you're seeing that really good non-slip everywhere. Those are the hatches that are above that forward cabin. They're translucent, so you can't see through them. I think that's what translucent means. I'm sure I'll be corrected if it's not. Anchor handling kit up here. Oh, and we've got an ultra anchor too, with a flip swivel. These are excellent. It means that whatever way the anchor comes up, that flip swivel turns it back round and makes sure it goes back in. But there, those are a really, really good anchor. Love the stainless steel work for the fairleads. It's nice, isn't it? And we've got access to the anchor chain lockers here as well. That's how she looks from there. Big windscreens on these, big wipers. Does feel a very practical boat. Let's come back down here. We've got the searchlight on top, the radar is up there, the antenna, nav lights, all that kind of stuff. That's the sliding window on this side. Let's trundle all the way back. Diesel filler here, and the waste. Not filler, you know what I mean, waste extraction. And then there's a joystick back here for the IPS controls for when you are stern to boating. And in fact, this one here, if I remember rightly, okay, these are big storage boxes, but if I remember rightly, you can take those out and get direct access to the IPS pods, the top of them, if you are doing any serious maintenance. But what you do have, and what I was actually looking for, is this one, because this actually gets you direct access to the back of the engine room. And there we go, you can see the IPS pods just there. If you had a gyro stabilizer, that would sit in there, and this would make it all nice and get-atable. Let's drop that one back. There's a better way to the engine room, but it's worth seeing. Again, it's all about the practical nature of the boat. This one here then, I flick that one up and turn it, and I flick that one up and turn it, and we'll see if I'm on the right side of the ladder. 50-50 chance, here we go. Yes! There it is. Okay, let's spin round, do this properly. It's actually a pretty decent engine room. There's loads of room between these engines. There we go. Look at that. That's fantastic. Volvo Pentas in here. They're a pair of IPS 950s. And I think, because I'd written down it got 800s, which are 600 horsepower each, I think these are 800 horsepower each. And the speed on this one then is going to be sort of, you know, low 30s, I would think. Low to mid 30 knots. And your range on this is going to be probably somewhere around 400 miles. But yeah, I wonder whether I've got it wrong, whether these are a larger engine option. Because when I looked this one up, I'm sure it had IPS 800s. Never mind. You can see what they are. What have we got in here? We have got air conditioning racked up there. We've got fast suppression. We've even got a camera in here so you can monitor this area when the boat's running. Fuel filters for each engine. These are changeovers, so if you get a blockage you can flick that over and work on that one without having to stop the engine, which is excellent. Bilge pumps in here, automatic bilge pumps. Generator lives in here as well, and they've mounted these on jack shafts, so the pods are right back there. Normally the engines are just in front of them, but on this boat they brought the engines forward. It brings the weight of these further forward, makes the boat a bit better balanced, albeit you sometimes lose a bit of accommodation as a result. So again, you're back to your compromise, but from a seakeeping point of view, that is a good compromise. And in actual fact, it didn't feel, when you're inside, like there was any particular reduction in space either. That, as we were saying, is where the seakeeper would go, and that hatch that we opened is up underneath there. You can just see the rams for it, and those are the hatches on either side. I mentioned the ones that were over the pods. You can see the bin over there that we looked into, which, as I say, I'm pretty sure you can unscrew and take out. We've got the master vault stuff over here, so inverter, charger, all that kind of stuff lives there. But yeah, pretty decent engineering all told. And I'm wondering where that Glendinning system is that I told you about. Where is that? Or did I imagine it? Huh. That's the blighter. There we go. That's the cable. The cable I mentioned on the outside comes through the hole, comes down through here, and you can see it coming out here, and then it coils up neatly in that little bin there. It's brilliant, because they're a real pain, those big, thick, heavy cables. Trying to drag them on board and find somewhere to put them is always a nuisance. With that, it's a nuisance no more. Press the button and away it goes. Fantastic. Okay. I'm really glad I found that, because I was looking down in that corner thinking, I'm sure there was one. Perfect. Okay. Let's come back out of here. I think that's pretty good. Drop that one back down. It feels really solid on these boats. Feels built to last. There we go. And that, my friends, is about the size of that. That is a Riviera 505 SUV. Interesting boat, very practical boat, and very nice to have a look at, especially since we saw the 465 last year. Let me know what you think of that one in the comments. Huge thanks to Riviera for organising the tour, and we'll catch you on one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.